Hello, hello. This is G and Scorpio. You have two new beginnings, Scorpio, and one ending. So, what we're going to do is the cards will give you a visual to go along with what comes through to me and the current astrology. So, get ready for your messages. Let's see what we can bring through for your August 2022. And we're going to have a card over here. This first card is going to represent your first new beginning. Second card over here is the completion, the closure, the ending. And your third card right here is your new beginning. So we got the two new beginnings and a closure and an ending. All right. When I look at what we've got set up for Scorpio, a new beginning, career, your goals, your ambitions, your responsibilities, but it's professional goals, professional career. So you get paid for this. This is actually super exciting, like theater, creativity, maybe politics. You have the kingly energy up there at your goals and your ambitions. This is like, the lion. This is, I am the one in power. I am the one at the top. And you've got it in a placement of the goat, the one in top, the one in charge. So are you a politician? If you're not, are you an actor? Are you somehow performing? Because that is what this is. This is a performance energy. It's Leo. So you have fun with it, but you're on stage, you're kind of in the spotlight, even if you don't work on a stage. So you are seen and heard. You are seen and heard. You might have to wear, what are those, costumes, or, there's something. I don't want to necessarily say uniform because it actually, there's something about it that it expresses your unique individuality. So maybe it's not a costume, but maybe it's just a little something you add to your clothing in general. Something you do makes you stand out. And so this is a new ambition, a new goal, a new beginning. And it has everything to do with being fun and laughing, being creative, maybe even children, could be even sports, but it's courageous energy. So do you sing? Because a lot of strong vocalists have this strong placement in their chart with Leo in the 10th. And it's like when Leo opens its mouth, it shines, it radiates, like everybody in the room notices it. So that's you. So let's flip this card over to get more details and to see what it is about your ambitions and your goals that you're beginning. Whoa, interesting. Look at this. We've got a lot of stuff happening here. So the first thing that I am drawn to is yeah, it's interesting. This looks like a chessboard, right? You've got the king, the queen, the pawns, even though I don't know a whole lot about chess or the chess pieces. This is, someone who's intelligent. And the thing is, they're playing alone, though, which is funny because Leo energy, which is what you have at your 10th, and I talked about that, children, fun, creativity, joy, it's games, right? It's laughter. This individual doesn't look real happy, or maybe it's not that they don't look happy, but they're looking rather serious. However, I don't, it's like they're a toy maker or something. I could be completely wrong because they got books on the shelves and there's not really any tools. But they've got these pieces, playing pieces on the ground, and then they've got some up here, and there's no other person here. Normally when you play this game, there's a partner in this game. So there's no partner in this game. Interesting. What I do see is the jester, which is supposed to be the entertainer, right, is laying on its side. There's a couple of things that are laying on its side. And what I see here is on the playing board, these are the more serious pieces up here. These pieces are a tad more serious. And since there's nobody here, it's like without a partner, there's no game. So it's almost as though whatever you were doing for fun or whatever your ambition or your goals were, like things just got more serious. So maybe it was something you were doing that was just fun, but maybe now you're going to get some money out of it. Maybe there's a possibility. There's a communication. And this is Gemini and this is Mercury. And so there's something about information and communication going on, something about job and work routine, because it's Mercury in Virgo, it's Mercury in Gemini. So there's this person's meticulous, which is why I was thinking maybe they're the maker, the creator of this stuff, because these are little pieces. And if you're creating or making little pieces, you have to have an eye for the detail. And see, there's a magnifying glass there. So this person has an eye for the detail, but why would they throw their own creations on the ground? But maybe your work just includes having an eye for the detail, even a magnifying glass at times. So you're smart in what you do, and you've got the resources that surround you. You've got light, you've got maps, like you have information, you have books, you have references, but you're paying attention to the details, but there's some sort of a game in some way involved. And maybe it just has to do with something you did when you were a child. So is there a sport involved? Is there, something that was a little bit on the theatrical side that has to do with costumes? It's definitely a creative vibe here. But there's also something that you let go and you started off new because it's changed. The thought, the way you think, something there is changing. So there's a new way of thinking, a new way of communicating. And it almost has to do with it's a daily thing for you. And job and routines, because that's Virgo. Now this is coworkers. So maybe these used to be coworkers. Maybe you're working solo now, which would kind of scream boss energy. And if you got Leo at the top, you being in the spotlight, kind of, yeah, very, very interesting card. But information, keeping track of the details and the information, right? Even needing a magnifying glass at times to see the details. And the little people seem to be down below, right? Like literally under the table, near your feet. Like in all things, balance is important. But being so overly focused possibly on the goals and the ambitions, on being the king, about being the one at the top, there is definitely something new, big happening. And it really, this card shows that it begins with with information that's coming, and then your options and your choices about that. Because this screams options and choices. Choosing. Information coming through. Routines could be your job and your work. Something new for you. Something new, Scorpio. This could be health, by the way. This could be you making a choice so that it can improve your health. Like maybe there was a goal and an ambition, a professional goal and ambition, a new one that will involve your health or help your health in some way. So maybe you're picking up a job that you like, that you actually, it doesn't mentally mess with you. And, with Virgo, if the mental isn't right, then it affects the digestion, it affects the stomach. So maybe that's going on. Maybe you had to clear the table. Maybe there was just too much on your plate, too many goals, too many ambitions, and you've kind of refined it. It could be that as well. But you definitely have the light, and you have options, you have choices, you have information. Something new for you. The middle of the month brings about a completion, a closure, and an ending. So Scorpio, this is happening with your emotions. This is your fourth house. So this is family. This is emotions. This is mom energy. It's also your emotional security. There's a releasing, which tells me it's something from the past or someone from the past, maybe a family member, but something about childhood. Could even be like past life stuff that you're letting go. Something that's no longer serving you. It's like group energy too. It's like friends from the past or family members that feel like friends, vice versa, friends that feel like family, a nurturing, warm energy, but you're releasing. There's something you're like, you know what? I'm kind of done with that. It's time to put closure on that. It's over with. It's done. And this gives you emotional security. It might not feel good at first, but it's to give you that emotional security. It's to establish the balance. It's to take away all the shocks and the surprises and to make things a little bit more stable, to create stability. So let's see what that looks like for you. Yeah, I flipped it the wrong way. That's why I wanted to check what I did. So here we go. This is my body, myself, my body, my choice. Female, female's body, Aries, independent action of her body. There is a sword that has seemingly created this huge crevice, this huge division. Neither one is holding the sword. However, the sword has a heart on it. So it's like broken love, right? Masculine, feminine. Masculine energy over here. Interesting. This has Mars, Aries. This is Venus because this is Libra. So this is a partnership that somehow is no longer. There's somebody or something that you committed to that was important enough for you to make a commitment to in your life. And this is a release and this is an ending. This is to establish your emotional security. So there was some sort of a heartache, possibly, some sort of tug of war, like it just wasn't working out. But this individual is, it's interesting because this is a female, yet the energy here is masculine. You see that? This is a female, but this is masculine energy. Let me turn this real quick. Yeah. She said, no way. No way, Jose. I'm done. I'm fed up. She's standing on the flowers, assuming these were flowers that this person bought for her. She's standing on them. Her arms are crossed. She's done. She's fed up. And she's showing her masculine energy by saying, I'm not putting up with it anymore. I value myself. This is like this heiress warrior energy saying, I will be heard, no more. Okay. So there's something where you're standing up for yourself. And by doing that, you're ending possibly a relationship. And it could be something that has to do with your emotions from the past and from childhood. Perhaps someone in the family, somebody that reminds you of somebody from childhood. But what's interesting is this masculine energy, this is masculine here, but yet it presents with female qualities. So sometimes this Venus with Libra sometimes can be controlling when it's going on too strong. It's too assertive. It wants perfection, and so it ends up, without realizing it, ends up being controlling. And what do you have to do when that happens? You have to stand your ground, which is absolutely what's happening here. Standing your ground, establishing your independence. So that's your closure and your completion and your ending. Now we get to the end of the month. Scorpio, we're getting into a new beginning for you, and this is friendships. This is new friendships, and this could be new friends that have to do with a new health routine. So maybe it's work, could have to do with animals, but it's about your tasks, it's about your calendar, it's about your jobs, it's about projects. It's Virgo energy, so it's organizing, possibly cleaning. And let's see what this card says, because it's a new beginning. And voila, look at this. We have a lot of Leo energy here. The sun and Leo, so shining, standing brightly, but kind of like a little bit of a performance because this person's on a stage, but they're playing a boss. They're playing the king. They're playing like, hey, I'm in charge. There's information and news coming through, so there's options because it's Mercury. Could be neighbors, could be siblings, somebody who's around all the time, possibly a coworker or a peer. So there's a combination here where it involves work, which is interesting. It involves friends. But then this is you, the Leo. This is like you standing apart from those friends, like you being in that group and yet standing out, like shining within that group. So it's about your abilities to be organized. It has to do with your health. Okay. It has to do with you being practical and logical, being able to handle the details, but being able to have discernment and not getting lost in the details. Okay. It's Virgo energy. So there might be some tools involved. Maybe you have equipment that you use, because again, work is coming through strongly here. So maybe you have some friends that can find you work, like side jobs or add to your work, friends that, these are just people that might even just be coworkers who may be able to hook you up with some other individuals, networking. This is networking and sales right here. Yep. And information. So keep your options open, stay flexible, because this card says that you're king, but you're playing king for a certain amount of time. It's a role you're playing. And so you might be taking on a role where you have to kind of take charge, where you have to be the king, or at least present to be the king, but the spotlight is on you. You're the one with the speaking role. This person does not have a speaking role. It's you who is speaking. You see that? So maybe you have to go in front of somebody and give a presentation. Maybe it's something like that. Maybe it's a bid on a job, or, who knows. But it's a new beginning. And this new beginning could somehow be tied into your health, but absolutely your daily routines. And domestic pets may be involved with this. So enjoy your new beginning, Scorpio. Enjoy your August.